Hi, today we are going to talk about this is for especially meant for the teachers, and today we are going to talk about how to have a good parent teacher conference or a good parent teacher meeting. An ideal parent teacher conference is a conversation between you and your child's or the student's parent about the student's progress in the school. These PTMs or conferences can strengthen the relationship with the individual family and also will support the student learning. Conferences in a daily conversation, they are casual, but these are more formal meetings than the daily conversations, and it is going to be the deep conversation for the child about the child. We will be sharing, or the teacher has to share, the content that is informative and helpful to the parents. The teacher has to show to the parent that the child is very important to them. The mutual respect has to be established. The parent will respect the teacher and the teacher has to respect the parent. The mutual respect needs to be created. So there are a lot of things which has to be done in the parent-teacher meeting. There has to be some goals of the conference. Parent-teacher need to share how the student and parent-child is learning in the school and what their child is learning. The parent-teacher meeting doesn't mean that the parent is going to come, talk about some marks, examination, report card and go home. No. The teacher has to be concerned. She has to share how the child is learning and what the child is learning. Teacher also has to share the authentic assessment information, all the tests, marks and other thing. The teacher has to discuss about the child transition in the school, how the child is behaving, how he is settled, she is settled, and how things are moving. Teacher also have to discuss about the child getting along with the other students, the peers, and with their friends as well as teachers. And the goal, very important goal, is to strengthen the relationship between the parents and the teacher and the school. And then we have to share, teacher is to share some resources that family can use to support learning at home. For example, alternative to homework for class kindergarten to 5th, some activities. And coming to 6th to 8th, some life skill activities. They have to be practiced at home. Coming to 9th and 10th class, then we talk about NTSC examination. When a child comes in 12th class, parent needs to be very instrumental in helping them into selecting a right career or right college. So these are the goals we have to ensure are achieved. Now, before the parent-teacher meeting, there has to be some preparation which needs to be done. Before a parent-teacher conference, a few weeks before, notice to the parent and the invitation telling the specific place and date and time about the parent-teacher meeting. It must not happen that one day before we tell there is a parent-teacher meeting, parents might be busy. So you have to tell beforehand when this meeting is going to be. You have to send an invitation or a notice of a PTM to the parent. We need to also ensure to give a time slot to the parent. We must not just say that the parent meeting is at 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock, please come anytime. No. Please be very specific. 10 to 10:10, this particular child. Give patient hearing. Give 15-20 minutes to a parent. So divide or allocate time accordingly. Meet you. So please give a specific time to the parent. Then parent has to meet some other teachers too. You must guide them where and how they have to. Keep students' work sample with you of the assessment of the data, rubric, report cards, very handy. We will discuss about the flow. If there is a 20-minute conference, for example, to discuss about the child's progress to the parent, then how this flow needs to be maintained. I'm just sharing some ideas with your principal. You can together discuss and create a better situation. This is just a sample. First of all, parent needs to be welcomed. Teacher must thank them that they have come for the conference, and because the aim of the teacher as well as the parent is child's growth, student's growth. So let us thank the parent. Share the purpose of the conference, purpose of the meeting, agenda of the meeting. Share. And then ask the parent if there is anything else they would like to take as a takeaway of the conference, of the meeting. They would like to discuss something additional. Show some photograph. Concrete examples need to be shown. Photograph, assessment copies, test copies, unit test copies, diagnostic assessment copies, work samples. They must be ready for every child. Ask the parent that is there a specific notice or they have noticed something about the child development or child learning at home. Take a feedback from parent at that point of time. Share what you have observed about the child. Share what are the child's strengths. Share where the child needs to grow this year. Discuss, create a mutual understanding between the parent and the child. And share how this association can be better. Share the strategies that will be used or you are using to support child's learning in the classroom. How a child is learning, you need to discuss those strategies with the parent. Share some strategies which a parent can extend or parent can use to extend child's learning at home. Child's learning can be better and this can be discussed over there. Those strategies can be discussed. Discuss the next steps, discuss a lot of other things. Some tips for you. These were the basic, this was the flow of conferences. Now some tips. Emphasize that you want the child to be successful in school, just like the parent wishes to do. So you need to emphasize this point, that the teacher wants their child to be successful in school, as the parent wants. Reinforce that what families do with their child outside the school is as important as what is happening in the school. I'll give you an example for that. That means you need to reinforce, you need to tell them that whatever they're doing at home outside the school is again equally important as what they're doing in the school or happening in the school. For example, in a motorcycle there are two tires. If one tire is bigger, like school is doing more, parents are doing less, the motorcycle cannot move forward. If parents are doing more and teacher is doing less or school is doing less, then also the motorcycle is not going to move forward. If both of them are moving in a different direction, parent and a teacher or parent and the school, then also motorcycle is not going to move forward. So if both of them have to work healthily together in the interest of the student, for the students to grow, so both have to move in the same direction and they have to work equally. It is not that the parent has given the child to the teacher or the school and student is going to grow. No. Working at home is equally important. So reinforce this idea or ideology in the parent. Learning at home can again be taken forward as the community outreach. Discuss about the community, also discuss about the library, also some important websites, also discuss about some activities, community events, some drawing competition is happening, some play is happening in Delhi or wherever on earth. Give them some ideas. Do thank the families for giving their valuable time to meet you. This will strengthen the relation. I'll share some of the tips that how you can make the parents or the family feel welcome. They feel good. Make the space physically comfortable, the space to sit, and if there is a waiting area, that must be comfortable. Some parents might be having some negative experiences about the school. Listen to them patiently. Do not argue at that point of time. They might be having some negative experiences. They might be true or they might be false as immaterial. But they have some concerns. Listen to them patiently and solve their queries. Do discuss about their family. Do discuss about their grandfather. But do discuss patiently. One more thing which is very important over here. After the parent-teacher meeting, teachers think it is over. No. Follow-up is very important. If the parent has missed the meeting, then a follow-up. If the parent is sick, then maybe you send a cab or a driver or your school vehicle to pick up, or send report card and things at home. Whatever complaints, whatever discussions you had with the parent must be followed up, and a solution to the parent must be given to the parent. It might be related to bus, it might be related to transport, it might be related to anything. Give it. I'm sharing some of the questions which parents might ask during the conference. So be prepared. Is my child progress appropriate? How my child is going to be compared to the rest of the class? What strength do you see in my child? How can my child improve? What are the areas in which my child can improve? Can I see some examples of my child's work? Have you made a rubric to assess the work? How can child be more challenged and supported? So these are some of the questions parent might ask about the child. So be prepared about every child. See, teaching is a responsibility. Teaching is not just a part-time job. During the parent-teacher conferences doesn't mean that the parent come meet a class teacher for a few minutes and go. No, you have to be prepared. Watch this video again. Understand that what a parent-teacher meeting means. On the parent-teacher meeting day, I'll just share some more things with you. What needs to be prepared and how the things needs to be prepared. Parents, try to understand. You might be having 40 teacher, parent has got only one child. And they've entrusted the school or the class teacher for their children. So it is your responsibility. And following all these points are showing that you're concerned. And if you miss out any of these points, that means you are showing that you're not concerned about the child, which is very tragic, which is really sad. So I'll discuss few more things which have to be prepared for the PTM. Report card, award slips, answer scripts. If it is before examination, then the date sheet and the circulars. Fee ledger. All these things must be handy, including the fee ledger. As soon as the parent comes, give a ledger. So before the conference, prepare all these things. Please ensure that the class is absolutely clean. On the parent-teacher day, none of the staff can be absent for whatsoever reason. 100% attendance, mandatory attendance for all the teachers have to be there. Some special cases might be there, then the teacher must make a note. On the blackboard, you have to write down where the other teachers Parents should not ask you or get confused. Like, you're a class teacher sitting in a class. Where are the other teachers? Where is the sport teacher? Where is the music teacher? Where are the other subjects teacher? English teacher, maths teacher, social science teacher, physics, chemistry, accounts, biology, geography, whatever. So where are those teachers? Write it down on the blackboard. These teachers are going to be available at these respective places. Seating arrangement has to be proper. They need to be comfortable. The waiting area needs to be comfortable. Some oral examinations, if they're there, communication needs to be very clear. The display board, the notice board of the class have to be made fresh. And they need to be really looking very good, because while the parents are sitting in the classroom, they're going to be watching those notice boards. So the display boards have to be very proper. Student remarks page needs to be with you. For the student remark, I'll discuss in a separate video. The student remark must be there as a printout to be handed over or discussed with the parent. If in case teacher is going to be absent, first it is mandatory attendance. But before 2 days, parents must be intimated that, okay, I'm cancelling this PTM and on this particular day PTM is going to be there. Otherwise, it is mandatory attendance. But if at all teacher is absent, then information 2 days prior needs to be given to the parent. Teachers are responsible people. You have to solve every problem what parent addresses. You cannot say that it is somebody else's problem, some other teacher's problem. No. Sort it out yourself, being a class teacher or running the parent-teacher conference. It is your duty to solve each and every problem that parent is facing, because it is finally the students or the child's growth. So we have to ensure that all the problems are addressed at teacher's end. Designated space for the transport people, and teacher needs to guide them, either at reception or the transport area or transport office, wherever. Water, coffee, juice, cold drink, jaljeera must be served to the parent, because sometimes it is too hot. We don't know how the parent has reached to the school. So all these things must be well organized and arranged. Some cookies maybe, some toffees maybe, have to be there with the parent during the parent-teacher conference. Please ensure water and these things are there. Teachers, please ensure, again repeating, please give a very patient hearing to the parents. Very patient hearing. They might be with a lot of negativity. So hear from them why are they feeling negative. Counsel them. You are an expert. You are an expert. They are not an expert. They are not an expert. You are an expert. So please ensure, give a patient hearing and counsel them. Send them to the respective departments. Tell them these concerns are there, how many days, or follow up when you are going to be following with all the problems they are facing. Commendable students' name must be there, like the toppers. Health record, if any, must also be there. Follow up of every complaint must be there. Your dressing has to be perfect. Ladies, saris, gents, the best of the coats or ties and all formal wear. Teachers, you cannot be wearing a casual dress during the parent-teacher conferences. You have to be formal. I'm going to be sharing in the last part of my video, I'll be sharing. You have to have some of the literature or some forms with you. One is the attendance record, which needs to be there. Then if there is a tour or trip going, then a consent form. Some notes, specific notes about the diary, about the notebooks, about some special workshops, some parenting tips must be there. If you want parent to meet again, then give a slip. to the parent that this time you would like to meet again. Then you must share some self-study plan and give it to the parent as a printout. Give a parent, if the fees is not paid, then a non-payment fee or due circular must be, or notice must be given to the parent. Then if the child has been absent for a long time and his attendance is shorter than 75%, then give a letter. There and then, that your child was absent for this long, the attendance is lesser than 75%, the child needs to cover that up, and child cannot afford any absence. So give a letter for that. So all these forms must be there during the parent-teacher meeting. I'm sure you might have understood what parent-teacher meeting is. Parent-teacher meeting doesn't mean that I'm again repeating for the fourth time, the teacher coming, teacher sitting in class, parent coming, discussing something. No, it is child's growth. It is what child is learning, how child is learning. You have to give some authentic informations. You have to talk about how he is behaving with the teachers and friends and peers. What are the strengths? You have to build up a very strong bond between the parent and the teacher. Because you are also concerned, show that concern, and parent is also concerned. I'm sure that you might have found this video helpful. Before every parent-teacher conference or every parent-teacher meeting, do watch this video. You will get a good insight. Make a note of all the points you're going to be finding useful. Every time you're going to find some new points and some useful points. So use it. Have a great day. Thank you.